Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. So in today's video, I'm very excited to be reviewing the new retinol from Drunk Elephant. It's called A-PASSIONI Retinol Cream at 1%. Drunk Elephant launched in the UK about the second half of last year, and the hype around the launch was crazy. People were just going absolutely nuts. I kind of decided to take a step back because I just felt that people's expectations around the products, because of the hype, was just really unrealistic. And I know that a lot of people really were happy about the products and really excited, but when they actually launched, I know that a lot of people were really disappointed with the pricing. They decided to bring the pricing down to make it more comparable to what it is in the US. And I know that some people were kind of a bit underwhelmed with the results. And I don't think that that is necessarily the brand's fault. I think that when a range of products is that overhyped, then the expectations are completely unrealistic. I think that people were under the impression that the Drunk Elephant products are completely unlike anything else that exists in the skincare industry. And that's not true. Like Paula's Choice, for instance, has a very similar philosophy to Drunk Elephant, and they've been doing it for much longer. It's all about, with Paula's Choice, no irritation, no inflammation within the skin, and that can be caused by things like drying alcohols and fragrance especially. So Paula's Choice has been kind of singing that for the rooftops, as has Beautypedia, which is the kind of reviewing site based in the US, which is basically linked to Paula's Choice. So it's very kind of closely connected, and they follow the same philosophies. So in terms of Drunk Elephant being completely unique, it's not. It's very similar to Paula's Choice. They've just been very clever about it in that it's very Instagrammable packaging, and I think that the combination of everything has just kind of, you know, blown it up into this absolutely ginormous brand. I'm not saying that their products aren't very good, because I am sure that they are. There's also like 1 million reviews of the products out there. That's another reason why I decided not to review any of the products, because I don't think that there was anything that I could tell you that you hadn't heard 1 million times already from many other people that are more than qualified to review the products. However, when the retinol launched, I was really keen for that to be the first product that I would review. So I picked it up at Space NK as soon as I could get my hands on it, and I've been testing it out for about a couple of weeks. So I feel like I've got a good idea of how to give you a first impressions of the retinol. I wasn't even aware that some forms of retinol had animal derivatives in them already, but they clearly do if this is a vegan version. So I think that that's really good. In addition to the 1% vegan retinol, this has also got plenty of hydrating and moisturizing ingredients. It's got antioxidants in it, and it's also got some nice soothing, calming properties. And that's essential for a really well-rounded retinol formula, because retinol is very well known for causing irritation, dryness, peeling, and this is definitely one of the stronger ones that I've tried. It is very similar to the Paula's Choice. I think it's the 1% clinical strength retinol, they call it, and that comes in the purple tube. I tried that about 2 years ago, and this is very similar to that. Yes, I kind of really wanted to put this to the test. They recommend that you use this like once or twice a week and build up your tolerance to every night. They even recommend that you can use it in the day as well. Personally, I just prefer to use retinol mostly at night, especially if it's as strong as this one. I decided to use this 3 nights in a row, and my face basically started to fall off. I really wanted to put this to the test, because I've been using a retinol anyway, so my skin was kind of adapted somewhat to using a form of retinol, and I really wanted to be able to kind of tell you guys how this works on the skin. So I thought I'm just going to, you know, just really push it to the test and not bother going in just like 1 day a week. So anyway, I used it 3 nights in a row, and then my face started peeling like it's never peeled before. Now, bearing in mind, I'm really good with exfoliating. I use vitamin C, I use retinol. So I thought that my skin wasn't necessarily going to peel so much, and it peeled, like literally on my forehead, especially all around my mouth. It wasn't coming off in sheets, but my whole face was flaky. It went incredibly dry, and it was tender and irritated and itchy. So they're the classic signs of a strong retinol on your skin. So if you're new to retinol in any way, then definitely do not start with this. I think that this is definitely too strong for you to use on your skin unless you are an experienced retinol user, because I was really surprised about how effective this is. I would say that the peeling and the irritation lasted for about 2 days, and then it started to calm down. So I had 3 nights on, I left 3 nights off, and then I started using it again. And ever since, I've been able to use it every other night, and my skin has completely adapted to it and everything is fine. But at first, when my skin was initially very sensitive from this, whenever I put on any products on top, it would just really, really sting. I actually got it comes in this box, and with it you get the tiny little sample. It's only 3 ml of the B Hydra Intensive Hydration Serum. So even when I put that on top, that also was really, really stinging my skin. So it was super sensitive. However, even though it was clearly irritated and sensitive and my skin was very red, my skin, I could see somehow that it looked really, really good, even though it was all flaking off. Something about my skin looked really good, and I could just feel that this was a really, really good retinol for my skin, and I was really excited about it. And I've already mentioned about the hype around this, and I just really didn't want to buy into it, and I don't buy into it. I'm kind of just giving this brand a fair shot. I don't want to kind of be negative about the brand, but I do feel like it's better to put things into perspective, and that these are really good products, but they're not the greatest thing on earth. And I have to say, I really love this retinol. I will say though, that when I first opened the bottle and found the tube, now I've seen they did mail outs to influencers in the US. So I saw this on Instagram. I think it was before Christmas. Now, when I actually opened it and saw the tube in real life, I was really, really disappointed, because I thought that it looked so tiny. It's really, really small. I kind of expected it to be like this much, like it's this big. I expect it to be this much bigger and a bit wider. So when I initially opened it, I was pretty underwhelmed. It's like a yellowish, creamy kind of color that's like the classic retinol color. The Paula's Choice one is exactly the same. They say that you need a pea-sized amount. I need a little bit more than that. When I apply this, I like to get the most out of it. So what I'm basically doing is applying it to clean skin. I let the skin get quite dry, but not bone dry. It's still very slightly damp, but I do kind of leave it for a minute before I apply it. I apply some eye cream first, and then I apply just a little bit more than a pea-sized amount to my entire face. It's worth kind of knowing that this metal tube is good. It works very well. I think I would prefer an airless pump though, because you've got to be careful that like you open it and then the cream starts coming out on its own. I find it just, it somehow, like you squeeze it, and then even though I squeeze it very gentle, it keeps coming out a little bit. So I would say that you've got to be really careful when you do squeeze it, because otherwise you have to quickly put the cap on to stop it keep coming out. So I feel like you've got to be careful not to waste product, and given the very small tube, you don't want to be wasting a drop. A lot of people have been saying that the products are very, very expensive. Now, they are more expensive than Paula's Choice products, and I do feel like they're not any better than Paula's Choice. The packaging is just prettier. So if you're looking to get the same results but spends a little less, then Paula's Choice is a good option. However, I don't feel like these are super expensive. A lot of people are saying that these are super expensive, the products. This is I think it's £62 in the UK, but I'm going to link it down below. And I feel like, yes, that's definitely up there in terms of price. The tube should definitely be a little bit bigger, but it's not a ridiculous price. There are products like from SkinCeuticals, for instance, that are more expensive than Drunk Elephant. So it's definitely not, I don't think it's super overpriced, but I think because it's such a young, fun brand with the packaging, people kind of see it as more of a line for younger people, and therefore it should be at more of like a Glossier price point. But yeah, I think that that's where some of the confusion can come along. But I don't think that the products are super overpriced, but there are more affordable options out there. I think that even if you look at products from The Ordinary, someone left a comment on my Instagram account and they said that when I posted a picture of this, and they said that they really wanted to try it. They've seen it everywhere, and but it's just not in their budget. And you know, my answer is that you can definitely get, you know, go to The Ordinary and get products from there, and they're also like just as good. They might not be as strong as this one, but unless you're kind of like a hardcore retinol user, then I wouldn't worry about that anyway. So in a nutshell, I think that this is an excellent retinol. I definitely went in to try the first Drunk Elephant product with caution, and it's really, really good. I love it. I've got a long way to go in terms of finishing it. I feel like it just really makes my skin look great. It's very early days in terms of using it, but I already have had fantastic results that are more noticeable than, I'm probably going to say, any other retinol that I have tried. It's been a really long time since I tried the Paula's Choice 2%, so I should probably get another bottle of that and do like a comparison and see, because it has been a while. I think that they're definitely similar in strength, but I think that there's something about the other ingredients that they've put in, the other nourishing ingredients, that make this a really good formula that my skin just seems to love. So it's still the winter here. I'm definitely going to crack on and continue using it every other night throughout the winter, and see how I continue going with it. It will be interesting to see how it's going to go when I've completely finished the tube. It's going to be interesting to see how long it's going to last me, and at that point, if I would buy it again. I can't really get to that decision until I've finished the tube, but right now I imagine that I would. Is it pricey? Yeah, it's a bit pricey, but it's something that I'm happy to pay. I think that there's like certain products from Drunk Elephant that are quite unique. I did pick up the lip balm, which I'm still testing out. Some people have asked me for my feedback on that, and because it's got vitamin C in, you need to use it for a while before you can see the results of that. At the moment, all it's shown me is that it's a really nice hydrating lip balm, but I've got lots of hydrating lip balms and they're not £15. So this has to kind of deliver some extra results because it's got the peptides and the vitamin C in. So I'm going to see if it does anything like that for me, but that just needs a bit longer. And then another product that I'm really interested from Drunk Elephant is the Tango eye cream. I think that that's interesting because it's got the different forms of vitamin C in. I think that actually makes it unique. But in terms of the other products from Drunk Elephant, I don't feel like they're that unique that I'm kind of desperate to go out and try them. However, if there are any of them that you think that I should try, or you've got any kind of thoughts on this, then you can always let me know in the comments below. I'm going to continue using it. I'll be updating on probably my Instagram stories. So if you're not following me on Instagram, you should. It's James Just Now. Feel free to give me a follow, and I'm always kind of posting very casual day-to-day things on my Insta stories, and then kind of real-time products that I'm trying and stuff like that on the main feed. I hope you found this review useful. As always, I think I've already said, if you've got any questions, let me know down below, and give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it, and I will see you in the next one. Thanks for watching.